What's up, guys and gals? Today we're talking about the 7 reasons when you should actually buy a whole box of cigars. All next on the Zeal Cigar Review.
Is this what you do when somebody gets to smoke and you don't? You just put boxes in front of them?
You put boxes in front of them and you make their life miserable because you can't smoke cigars because you got an up-and-coming surgery. But I'm here to make Justin's life as miserable as I possibly can. That is all just a joke, but he's got a bunch of boxes in front of him.
Dude, I'm just going to be Wilson from Tim the Toolman.
Who remembers it? Who remembers it? Drop a comment below if you remember Wilson from Tim the Toolman. Home Improvement. If you remember Home Improvement and you remember Wilson from Home Improvement, drop a comment below and you were cool. With that said, guys, we're going to be talking about when is the best time to buy a box of cigars versus like 5s or singles or 10 packs. Well, guys, we're back and better than ever for one reason and one reason only. We're talking about buying whole boxes of cigars. So if you're out there and you actually bought a whole box of cigars, drop a comment below. What whole box of cigars did you buy? And why did you buy it? Because we both have bought boxes of cigars. And you smoked a couple cigars this weekend that you said if they came in a box, which I don't believe they do, you'd buy a whole box of them. Now tell me about those cigars, because I know they're not going to fit into the list, so tell me about the cigars.
We just got a bunch of the Sinistro stuff in, and we smoked 2 of them on camera.
The La Fabrica. La Fabrica.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I smoked one of the cigars on camera, and you smoked the Butcher on camera.
I smoked the Butcher. It was a great cigar.
So I'm actually going to torture you and smoke the Butcher on camera today while we talk about why you should buy boxes.
Right.
I read the description of 2 of the other cigars that we got in along the same line from Sinistro.
Yeah.
And they really intrigued me. And the first one was the No Intendo.
The No Intendo. This reminds me of like Mario Brothers when I was in 7th and 8th grade.
No Intendo.
Playing with Mike O'Leary and Jeremy Luniak in Loveland, Ohio.
I wonder if
you
that
guys
actually means something, though.
No Intendo? Yeah, it means like something in Spanish, I believe.
Yeah, but it looks like the Nintendo, so
it looks just like it, yeah.
But this cigar was super smooth and creamy, with the Dominican grown PA wrapper, the Nicaraguan and Dominican filler. It was really good. So I'm super happy I bought those. And then, dude, this one really surprised me too. I'm guessing it's the Morrisonado, which means die dreaming. Okay.
Yeah, it means die dreaming.
I could have definitely done that smoking this cigar.
Yeah, was it that good?
Yeah, dude, it's really good.
All right.
The broadleaf wrapper, the Criollo 98 binder, the U.S., Dominican, and Nicaraguan fillers.
Yeah? That
dude,
good?
It was a banger.
Okay.
Which is why I want to smoke this one now.
Yeah, okay.
And then
that was really good.
One other one I haven't smoked, which is the Love Child.
Well, the Butcher's the very last cigar I smoked until I get done with the surgery. Some of you guys will be asking me, why am I spitting? I have a dip pouch in here, which has no nicotine in it. It's from Black Buffalo. I got them before. I've told you about them before. But it has no nicotine. It's not even tobacco. It's like, I think they make it with cabbage or something like that. But it's really good. Gives me the feel of dip, but it has no nicotine, so there's no buzz. But there's a little bit of burn, which I kind of like. But you're going to light up that Butcher cigar right now and tell me what you think. But in order to do that, you know what we got to do? He has to cut, light, and
smoke. For a lot of those people out there, buying a box is a big commitment. And
it is.
It can sometimes be a little bit more expensive than smoking a single cigar. So why would, what are the 7 reasons that you say that people should buy boxes?
Well, I'm going to take my time with them and tell you that another reason that just popped up in the middle of us talking about that, I started thinking about the quantity. Now, boxes have gone, they used to be like 20 cigars to 24 to 25 cigars per box. Now you can get boxes of 10, sometimes 13, sometimes 15. Some manufacturers are weird, and depending on how it fits on like a cigar shelf or in your humidor, they'll make the box smaller and offer less. So one of the reasons you want to buy a box is because you can actually have some cost savings involved with that, much more, because when you buy more cigars, you typically save more. So usually when you buy a box of cigars, you're anywhere between 10 to 20% cost savings on that cigar over MSRP, just buying it in the shop. So if you bought it in the shop, you're saving somewhere between 10 to 20% if you buy the whole box. So
I would say I hear that a lot. I hear a lot of people, going into stores and asking, you got anything that you got deals on, any boxes, or you got any...
I'll say this, if you go into a store and you basically ask the owner what's something you're trying to move that maybe you can't move right now, you could probably get a really good deal on something like that. So that's one of the hacks of cigar store shopping. I will say that is really good for you to use and keep it in your repertoire of conversations you're having with the owner.
Well, and you normally wouldn't think about that, right? You wouldn't normally think that when you break down the percentage, you're getting anywhere from sometimes 25 to $1 off a stick when it boils down to the whole box of things, right?
Right.
So me being like a consumer, I would never, especially earlier on in my cigar smoking, I don't think I ever would have thought about buying a box because it just always seemed more expensive to me.
Right. The price tag of some boxes scare people, and I think the rest of these reasons will really set up why you definitely want to purchase the box. Okay, so that's the first reason, is the cost savings involved in it. The second reason is you can actually serve more people the same cigar and have the same smoking experience with a bunch of guys maybe you're going to see. So maybe you're going on a camping trip, maybe you're going to a bachelor party, maybe you're going to just a golfing event with a bunch of guys. When you buy a box of cigars, whether it's 10, 15, 20, 24, you can all have the same cigar and all have a relatively similar smoking experience. If you have a cigar that you really like and you get a box and you split it with a bunch of buddies, chances are you got a better chance of getting them into cigars via like what you love and how much you like it, because you gave them something you loved and they got a piece of your lifestyle that they enjoyed with you. They're more apt to get in it with you.
I would say along with sharing with friends too, like they make really cool gifts sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like you know, somebody just, you know, you unwrap something and boom, it's just a nice looking box of cigars, especially if it's something maybe you've never smoked before that's really good, or something that you do smoke regularly.
And that's a good way to give somebody something, is to give them like a box of cigars, particularly something they've never smoked before. And usually the presentation of almost any cigar box that you get that's premium made cigars is pretty spectacular. The manufacturers put a lot of time and effort and energy into what boxes carry these cigars, and so the cigars are going to be great, but the box is usually elegant and is also really an awesome presentation. Another reason you might want to buy a box versus buy for singles, one, it's really easy to store in a large humidor. So if you have a large humidor, you want to put a box in there, that's a good way to age cigars, is keeping them in the box. Also, it's really easy to ship. So if you have a buddy you're trying to get a box of cigars for and then ship it, you know, to him, it's a very easy way to ship, you know, cigars as well. But I would also say that some guys try to use the box as a humidor, and that can sometimes work based upon the box. But the rule of thumb is you don't want to use the box, you know, as a humidor. But if you want to try to, you possibly can. But most cigar boxes will not double as humidors unless expressively explained by the manufacturer, and I don't know many people that do.
If you can't store any of your cigars in it, you still get a really neat box, especially if it was something that was really cool.
Oh yeah, dude.
Or really rare, or something limited, that you really liked, and you get like a really nice box. So that's another one, is that you get a really cool, just a nice display piece or a memoir of something that you wouldn't have.
Hand me one of the Don Carlos by Fuente.
They're pretty clean.
First off, the box is just gorgeous. You can see how
lacquered.
I mean, it's all lacquered. It's
not
nice.
Many people lacquer them.
And the box on the inside, it's got felt on the inside. Even this is felted a little bit. I mean, everything about this box just screams premium. Spanish cedar usually is used on these, and it latches pretty well. So I know when I was young, my kids used to love these boxes for like keeping their toys in. My girls used to love them for keeping their jewelry in. My wife keeps them. I keep ammo in it, believe it or not. So I have a lot of I have a lot of these at home that have ammo in these boxes. So you'd be surprised what you can use these for. And people repurpose them all the time for different things. In fact, the fifth reason that you need to be buying boxes versus just fives and singles and what have you is because you're declaring your love for that brand and or that cigar. Some of the guys have talked about this in popular conversation, where all of a sudden they're like, man, I buy a box of that. I buy a box of that. I would buy a box of that. Or I have bought a box of that. That's one of the ways of declaring, like, I like that cigar a lot. It's box worthy.
The stamp of respect.
Yeah, exactly. It's box worthy. When a cigar is box worthy, you buy it by the box, you know, because you're going to be smoking them. And maybe it's one of your favorite cigars. Maybe it's one of many of your favorite cigars. But the fact of the matter is, it's a declaration of your respect and your honor and your valor thrown in to a product when you buy the whole box and not just one.
I would agree with that. There's been a few cigars where I've been like, man, that deserves a box.
What boxes of cigars have you bought, Justin? Let's go.
I've only bought one. actual
really?
whole box of cigars.
Okay, which was that?
I did buy a bundle of the Irish Hulks once before.
Okay, that's kind of like a box. Yeah, a bundle box. Yeah.
But the first like box I bought was the Perdomo Lot 23 Maduros.
Okay. I've bought Camacho Triple Maduros, the originals. I bought lots of boxes.
I bought
Perdomo,
that DMV box.
Yeah.
That Fratello DMV box.
Yeah, DMV box.
Yeah.
I bought Perdomo champagnes. Bought a couple of those.
Okay.
Those
are
La
pops,
Flor Dominicanas.
Okay.
I bought a box of Andalusian Bulls. Flor de Lentilles by my father. Got a box of those before. There's a lot of different boxes of cigars that I've bought. I just can't think of them all right now. Fuentes, bought a box of short stories before. Bestsellers. Between the Lines, bought those before.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different boxes. I mean, if I had to go on a limb, I'd say I probably bought more than 20 boxes of cigars.
Okay.
Yeah, of different cigars that I've actually enjoyed, and or I bought them because I was going to split it with a buddy of mine. He really liked them. I thought they were okay. My favorite box of cigars I ever bought, Cohiba Behenkis.
Like legit.
Legit Cohiba Behenkis. Yeah, split it with a buddy, and that was about all I could do. Yeah, it was that big. It was that big of a purchase.
That would probably fall under a little bit of under the next category too. The next reason that you would buy a box.
What's that?
Something that's super limited or rare.
Yes, when you get your chance, when you get a chance to get your hands on something limited or rare in the cigar industry, most guys go gaga for it because it is limited and rare. And cigars are limited and rare to begin with.
Yeah.
They just are. So, like, not everybody smokes them. And it's not millions and millions and millions of just one brand necessarily. So, if somebody comes out with something limited and rare, usually guys get it, whether it's the Vision, whether it's Cohiba's green Miami box that they let out, whether
Those
it's
Mortal Coils
the
when
Mortal
they came
Coils, the Arcana, the Firewalker. You know, all those different, I mean, there's so many different rare ones. Not to mention all Pete Johnson stuff with Tatawahe, the Halloween stuff that he does. Everyone's starting to get on board with all the limited and rare stuff they can do. And some of it's really good. Some of it's like, meh, it's all right. But when you get a chance to get that box after you smoke the cigars, it's a really cool, neat memoir of the smoke that you had with everybody.
If you ever actually finish smoking the box.
I've finished smoking every box.
Have you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah.
I still have 2 left from that original box purchase.
Oh, do you really?
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, usually if I buy a box, I'm buying it for the sake of, like, sharing it.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing when I buy a box. Like, I'm going to buy it, and we go camping with some buddies or go out with some friends, something like that. We'll go to a place. We'll get some dinner, and then we'll smoke out on the patio. You know, so I'm bringing a box for everybody to enjoy a cigar. So speaking of enjoying cigars, how are you enjoying the Butcher, man?
It's different than the other 3.
Oh yeah,
it's definitely different. It's got a unique flavor to it, but it's got a little bit of like a spicy breadiness to it.
Okay.
And I would say one of the few cigars I can probably get citrus out of.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't get citrus out of that at all.
Yeah, a little bit of citrus.
Cool. Yeah, that's cool. I would have said caramel. I think I said caramel and spicy.
Definitely some sweet, like.
Sweetness on the retrohale, dude. There is. Yeah. More of like a bready spice on the retrohale.
Very bready.
Okay, very bready.
But like a fried bread though.
Okay.
Or
like a
fried really bread. Toasted.
Yeah, I can smell it. It
like
smells
a cinnamon
good.
Sugar toasted.
Yeah. About the best I can do is smell the cigar right now. Can't really smoke it, which stinks, but you know. Well, I'm glad you enjoy it. So you're liking it?
I'm gonna take all the smoke away from you. You fiend.
Final last reason to buy a box of cigars versus just simply buying singles or 5-packs or 10-packs. I would say because they could be repurposed. And we talked a little bit about that. They can be repurposed. I mean, wives can use them as like jewelry. Kids can use them for jewelry. I've seen guys stack boxes, believe it or not, like that, glue them all together and use the top box as an ashtray. And just cut a little groove in there so they could use the box as the ashtray. They can be repurposed for a lot of different things.
Brad's ammo can.
My ammo can, dude.
My ammo can.
It looks like an ammo crate too. It's awesome.
No, seriously though, you could totally do something.
Oh, absolutely.
I wouldn't buy 100 cigars personally, but that's a dope box.
It is. But let's say you're going to a men's retreat. Like, it's a men's retreat I go to. It's got 500 guys to it.
Yeah.
About 4 of those, you'll be set.
Yeah.
You know, because not everyone's going to smoke a cigar, but most guys will. Case in point, you can always repurpose your box for any other reason that you have, including having men's soap. shipped to you in them. Look at that. There's a plug. There's a plug right there. If you don't know it, we actually sell men's soap at cigarsoapbox.com. Go check it out. Some of the best soap in the industry. People are saying like it rivals Squatch, it rivals Duke Cannon, and I think I would love to hear your opinion on that. And drop a comment below if you've already had the soap, because I'd love to hear what you think about cigarsoapbox.com.
Hold on. Speaking of the soap,
Yeah?
here's a testimony right there.
Read the testimony. This is a testimony that JB brought up.
So somebody reached out and said that they loved the snake venom. Said it was the best one that he ever used, best smelling. Got the stuff. He works for Honeywell.
Okay.
Got the stuff off of him, grease and stuff from work.
Yeah?
So then he's been going through them, and he will message me every time he tries them. But he got to the Johnny Appleseed.
Yeah, dude.
And he was like, dude, that's the best smelling one, hands
It
down.
is.
Like,
It
best
is.
soap I've ever used.
It's great.
So
It really is.
I use it at home, too.
I'm telling you what, man. Go to cigarsoapbox.com and you'll understand why your soap actually gets shipped in a cigar box, and it's really cool. And well, those are the 7 reasons why you should buy a box versus just buying 5s and singles. And obviously, some of you guys out there bought boxes. Some of you guys only stick to like samplers and singles. Drop a comment below on why you do what you do and which ones you've bought boxes of, and we'll meet you in the comments. And with that said, guys, for the Zeal Cigar Review, I'm Bradley. This is JB. We're out of here like last year. Peace.